If I move out prior to filing for divorce, is that considered abandonment? I'm told Attorney James Wirth, and that's the question that we've received. And abandonment can mean a lot of different things in a lot of different contexts. I'm not sure exactly what they're talking about here. Certainly, Oklahoma is a no-fault divorce state, so you can file for divorce on the basis of irreconcilable incompatibility. You don't have to prove that the other party was at fault, but we still do have all of the different bases for fault that you could allege if you wanted to. One of those is going to be abandonment. So if you're talking about that kind of abandonment, the answer is going to be no. Just because you move out, that does not mean it's abandonment. You can still have communications with your spouse, be involved in other ways. Also, abandonment under the statute as a basis for cause divorce requires abandonment for 1 year. So if that's what you're talking about, the answer is no. If you're talking about abandonment in some other sense, there's not going to be any strict definitions that says that's absolutely abandonment, but the fact that you left could have consequences and repercussions in how your case is determined and decided by a court. So if you are wanting the house to be awarded to you, either temporarily or in a final decree, you probably don't want to leave the house. If the kids are in the house and you want to have full custody or substantial custody rights, then you may not want to leave the house. The best advice that I can give is judges like to order the status quo. They don't like to change things. If they make changes, there's just more of a risk that they could do something wrong. So there is always the impetus for judges to not make waves if they can make a decision that doesn't, which means if they can order the status quo, they're going to order the status quo. So if prepping for a divorce and before a divorce, you want to prep the status quo to be in your favor, which means if you want the house awarded to you, probably don't move out. If you want the kids awarded to you, probably live with the kids. Those kind of circumstances is what you're going to want to think about. However, if there's a lot of disharmony going on in the household, there's risk that there could be domestic violence or protective orders filed, then it gets more difficult and you have to be more strategic about it. But the general rule is just moving out is not going to be abandonment. Talk to an attorney and strategize what the best plan is based on what your goals are in your case. So if you're dealing with this circumstance, you want to get specific advice to your case, you're going to want to talk to an attorney privately and confidentially about that. To get that scheduled with an attorney at my office, go online to makelawEasy.com.